Hello, I'm Scotty, and this is Dustin.
Today we're going over the cognitive stages of when an individual is learning to throw a baseball and how to practice that.
So before we show you how to practice it, we're going to first demonstrate it and show you the critical elements. The first critical element is the grip, and you're going to want a four-seam grip. It goes across these two seams, so when you release it, you're going to have every seam, which is four of them, go towards the target. So you're going to face the target. You're going to have your hands a little bit out in front of your chest, and your shoulders and hips are going to be facing your target. And then the first step is when you go to throw, you're going to take a step with your front foot, and as you take a step, your hands are going to separate. So your throwing hand is going to separate from your glove hand. And then next you're going to get into what's called the power position. And in this position, you want everything still facing towards your target. You don't want to be opened up or closed off, because then the ball is either going to go that way or that way. So when you're in the power position, the next step is your throwing hand's going to continue to rotate behind you as your glove hand's coming up, and then as you pull it down, your body's going to be rotating, creating torque as this hand, your throwing hand, comes through, and you're going to release the ball on top, out in front of you just a little bit. You don't want it too far in front of you, because then it'll go into the ground. And as you release, you're going to follow it through, bending at the waist as your back foot comes forward, and you're going to end up facing your target. Your chest is going to end up facing your target. So the whole thing should look something like this.
In the cognitive stage, you can visibly tell that the movements are thought about and they have to try to focus on what they're doing and to do them correctly.
In the associative stage, the movements get more fluid, and they're still thinking about the process, but they're thinking more about sequencing and timing. Also, the errors are being reduced.
This is the autonomous stage. In the autonomous stage, they have practiced it enough to where they get the motion fluidly and almost completely correct. If they do make a mistake, they generally know how to fix it themselves without much help.
Now we're going to move on to how to practice throwing a baseball. The most important part is it's going to be a whole practice, because throwing a baseball is really hard to break down. If you try to, then you're going to, be all choppy, like you would be in the cognitive stage. So we have Dustin over here, and he's going to be our cognitive stage learner. And we're going to start with a whole practice where he's throwing a ball to the backstop. So we're giving him a nice big target. We're simplifying it for him. And if I was teaching this to him, I would first demonstrate it for him. Since I've already done that in the video already, we're going to say that he already knows how to do it. I've already demonstrated it for him. So, Dustin. It's a good job, Dustin. Way to hit your target. Good job. So you can see in this stage, it's important to give a lot of reinforcement, but you can also tell that he's still a little rigid. So what we would do now is we would use fractionization. We're going to try to isolate his top half. Now we're going to move on to the fractionization part of the practice. For this part of the practice, Dustin's going to be on both of his knees, and this is going to force him to rotate his top half, his core, and it's going to separate the top half from his bottom half. So Dustin, if you want to go ahead. It's a good job rotating. And as you can see, it forced him to have to rotate. And if he was just on his feet, he wouldn't necessarily have to rotate his core. He could just stand here and go like that. So now we're going to move back into whole part practice. For this, Dustin's going to be throwing to me now, so it's a smaller target. So Dustin, if you want to go ahead and throw. All right, good job, Dustin. So for this, for learning how to throw a baseball, we use mass practice, because it's something you have to do and do and do again until you kind of get used to it. Cut it there. So after practicing how to throw a baseball for 2 days using mass practice, fractionization, and simplification, this is how Dustin has progressed.